What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of Dream Firm Spotlight. My name is Tyler S. Clark, co-founder of Dream Firms, where we create generational wealth and impact for entrepreneurial accountants by systemizing how they attract, win, and retain the business of their dream clients. And to help you to do just that, I want to cover with you the 3 habits that create a profitable accounting firm and a little bit of backstory on this. Habits, to me, are the ultimate difference maker, okay? It is the small things that we do day in and day out that create massive outsized returns over a longer period of time. Just last night, I covered 90 minutes worth of the best habits with our amazing clients, and they were all just like, this is so amazing, because they knew that there were small, tiny tweaks that they could be making that would create their dream firms even faster. And so I want to share with you what I consider to be the 3 most powerful takeaways from that call last night with you here on the YouTube channel. And if you like stuff like this, do me a favor, a quick like, a quick subscribe means the world, and it means the world to me and our team, and ultimately lets us know that you like what we have to bring to you. So habit number 1 is a little bit of a principle that spawns an unbelievable number of habits from it. So this is kind of like a meta habit, but it's a variation of the golden rule. And almost everybody knows what the golden rule is. It's treat others how you would like to be treated. Now, when people are mean, we're not necessarily surprised when other people are mean back to them and they feel like they don't have friends. When people are friendly, we're not necessarily surprised that other people are friendly with them and they have friends. And so the variation of the golden rule as applied to the business world is be the type of client you want to have. Now, what's crazy about this is that I will have well over 1,000 calls a year with entrepreneurial accountants, from sales calls to coaching calls and everything really in between. And when I get a chance in the sales environment to talk with someone, inevitably the same topics will typically come up, okay? They will say, Tyler, I want to be seen as a high value expert. I want to be on the team of a high performing entrepreneur, and I want to be paid a premium price. And I go, beautiful. I completely agree. 100%. You deserve all of those things. And then I'll ask them and I'll say, so tell me, what is the high value expert that you have on your team right now? And then it's like I get met by a deer in headlights. Right? They're like, what do you mean? Right? Oh, I want to be on other people's team. And I go, yeah, no, I get it. Right. But who's on your team? No one. I go, okay, do we not see that there might be a problem here? And some people get it and they go, actually, that makes perfect sense. In order for me to create that result for someone else, I have to be able to take my own medicine, or as the French say, drink my own champagne. So if you want to be an expert on someone else's team, the habit that you've got to get into is you've got to say, okay, if I expect that of others, am I expecting it of myself? And if the answer is no, don't be surprised that you're not making the level of progress that you'd like. Another example, okay? And this one is related to when they say accounting is valuable. And I go, I 100% agree. Accounting is super valuable. I pay a premium price for accounting expertise and for help with my accounting needs and my tax needs. And I say, so tell you what, let's do this. Let's bring up your P&L and let's analyze it to see if there's a way for us to be able to help you, see if there's maybe an issue with your payroll, maybe overpaying, might be an opportunity for outsourcing. Let's take a look at kind of what your books look like from the last month. Deer in headlights. And they go, what do you mean, Tyler? You want to look at my books? And I go, well, of course, accounting is super valuable, so your books are up to date, right? And they go, no, they're not. And so again, I go, okay, would you buy insurance services from someone who didn't have insurance? No. Would you buy advertising services from someone who wasn't running ads? No. So would someone buy accounting services from someone who isn't doing their accounting? No, you wouldn't. So you've got to, again, be the type of client you want to have. It's why our clients love what we do so much. Everyone likes to talk the talk. Very few people like to walk the walk. There is nothing that I will suggest, recommend, or implement for you that we do not do ourselves. Nothing, zero, because I personally have seen the results. And so therefore, when I say, hey, you've really got to do this, I transfer the belief to you because I've experienced the results. The same thing is true for you. If you're experiencing the power of your tax planning, taking your own advisory advice, right? Like actually following what you would do if you were giving that advice to another person, keeping your books up to date, analyzing them and making informed decisions. Guess what you do now? You transfer the belief of what you do to the other person. I could give like an unbelievable number of examples on this, but I'm going to do one last one. Again, and just in the vein of what is this first habit meant to represent? And that is, again, be the type of client you want to have. And when you be the type of client you want to have, one of the other things that comes up frequently is people don't respect or value my time. I read this all, so when people book calls, we get information. What's your biggest problem? Sometimes it's related to pricing, sometimes it's related to lead gen, but almost always it comes back to the main element in being a successful entrepreneur is the correct application of time and having other people appreciate your time, your most valuable resource. People who put time down as an answer are routinely late for calls or don't show up for them and don't even provide a reason for why they don't show up for them. And then they wonder why other people don't value or appreciate their time. And sometimes I just want to say, like, here's the mirror, right? Like, look at the things that you're doing on a regular basis. If you are booking calls with other companies and you're not showing up to them, and you're surprised that other people aren't valuing your time, do you not see the irony in this? Treat others how you want to be treated. More importantly, be the type of client you want to have. Okay, so that's, again, habit number one is what I just discussed right there. Habit number two, this is much more tactical and much more easier to explain. Again, the first one is an overarching principle that will serve you incredibly well. But habit number two is never end an important call without booking the next call. Never end an important call and know for a fact that you are going to be speaking to that person again in the future. And when I say important call, there's a variety of different types of important calls. Important call number one is you just got off, you are engaging in a dialogue with a prospective client. They are clearly interested in your services. 95% of all calls with entrepreneurial accountants die because we say, oh, I will prepare a proposal, or I will do a deep dive into QuickBooks, or I will do X, Y, and Z. And I'll talk to you later, and I'll email you. Bye. No, you have to say, great, I will send you the proposal. I'll do whatever I need to do. How's Thursday at 3? How's this same time tomorrow? How's this at that time? Beautiful. I will send you a calendar invite, and we will make sure that we can get your questions answered and see if you'd like to move forward with our firm for services. Now you don't worry about getting ghosted. Now you don't have to worry about, did they not like the quote? You have a dedicated time to actually speak. Now, if they ghost you on that, okay, then you still can write it off. But the main thing is important call, book it again as soon as that call is getting ready to end. You just delivered a great result for a client from a CFO perspective. You just had that delivery call where you were analyzing the client's books and you said, hey, here are the things I've noticed. Tax planning, implementation call, doesn't matter what it is. There's more than likely another call in the future that has to happen so that you can continue to deliver on your promises. Book it at the end of that call, right? It's so easy to just be like, same time next month, same day, same time. Great. Okay, next quarter, I know that things can be in flux, but let's at least put something on the calendar. And if you can't make it, just give me a heads up. If it's an important call that you're willing to be on it and you know you need to continue the conversation, just book the next one. Same thing for you're getting ready to buy a service, right? You agree to be on that call, show up for that call. It's very simple. It's not that hard. So if it's an important enough call for you to agree to booking it in the future, or you need to speak to them again in the future, just make sure it's on your calendar. Because if it's not, you're wasting your time, you're wasting everybody's time. You play phone tag, you play email tag, you play whatever tag you can to just try and get back in communication, and you can eradicate all of that wasted time with this simple habit. Okay. Third, and this is the final one I'm going to cover, but I could probably go for easily another 90 minutes on this topic. So if you want more content like this, just let me know in the comment section down below. If you have a particular habit that you love, again, comments on just what you found useful is wonderful. So this is the third and final habit that will help you to create a profitable accounting firm. And one of the biggest issues that I routinely see is putting up with problem clients for far too long and pretending like the prices from last year are acceptable this year. And of course, the answer to both of these we know is not at all. Absolutely not. So this third habit is about being able to prune your client base. right? You can't have a profitable firm if you're not routinely analyzing who are the least profitable clients and, more importantly, doing something about it. So again, the third habit here is quarterly pruning your client base with annual price raises. Okay. Now, the annual price raise is just necessary because your services are definitively more valuable than they were a year ago. And if you did not raise your prices to at least keep pace with inflation, you are losing money every single year. Now, you cannot claim to be an advisor of any financial capacity and not recognize that you cannot lose money to inflation. It's just not a savvy move. And your clients will respect you for simply saying that and announcing it and telling them, because what will that make them do? They'll be like, oh yeah, they're actually right. If our prices didn't go up by at least 10% this year, we are losing money to inflation. You have automatically positioned yourself as an advisor just by simply following this one habit. Simple as that. Okay. So it's not a negative, it's a net positive. One, you're more profitable. Two, anyone who doesn't get it, they self-select out. Congratulations, you freed up your most precious resource, your time. You didn't want to work with those people anyway. It's like shooting fish in a barrel right out there for marketing right now. There's a massive amount of demand. There's a terribly low level of supply for accounting. Do not put up with crap. You don't need to. And then quarterly pruning. Now, this is where things get interesting. Okay. Now, I will admit that this tends to be more of a high-level strategy, but it is certainly worth implementing and getting into the regular habit of, which is analyzing your least profitable clients and trimming them every quarter, not every year, not every week, not every month, every quarter. And this ties into a much larger principle and concept, which is known as quarterly strategic planning. And every quarter, you want to be able to look at your profitability, right? That's when you say, how well did we successfully implement the initiatives over the last 90 days? Did they create more profit? How well did we implement our new workflow management tools? How well did we implement our price increases? You're reviewing the data from the last 90 days to make more informed decisions about the next 90 days. But one of the things that you have to look at every quarter, of course, is your profitability. That's the fundamental value proposition of an accounting advisor. And when you look at your profitability every quarter, you have the habit of it, you're going to start to be able to say, wait a minute, this client takes the most time and they are in the lowest price bracket. That does not make sense. We should not continue to tolerate this. We should not continue to service this client, or we need to have an honest conversation about a significant price increase. I was talking to a client earlier today, okay, and we make these things up in our head to keep our egos safe, to stay in the land of comfort. He had a longtime client that had been in $800 for years. So in other words, every year was losing money to inflation, every single year. Plus their business was growing. So there was increased level of work and their price was staying the same. So he does the analysis. He gets ready to implement some of the pricing strategies that we have. And the client now goes from $800 to I think it was $2,200 a month. It was definitely north of $2,000, but it was essentially almost a triple increase that he could have implemented years ago, theoretically, right? And the client had no issue with it, zero. They didn't even have a problem signing the engagement letter. They didn't even utter a single objection about it. So again, these are habits that will benefit you. Either they self-select out, no worries, you free up time to go and get someone that you do like, or they sign off because they go, where else are we going to go? You deliver fantastic service. You've helped us transcend our business. You've been with us. You've grown with us. This is only fair. So again, habits create results. Actions reflect belief. So I'm going to do a very quick summary of these three habits for those who joined just a little bit late. But habit number one is a variation of the golden rule, which is treat others how you want to be treated. But in the business world, it's be the type of client you want to have. You want premium prices, you got to invest in premium services yourself. You want to be on someone else's team, you need a team. You want people to respect your time, you got to respect other people's time. It always is. Just hold up the mirror and I promise that will tell you everything that you need to know about what you would need to change. Simple as that. Habit number two is do not ever And an important call without booking follow-up call. It is extremely easy. It is one of the fastest ways to ensure that you have efficiency in your communications, because it takes less than a minute or two to do this, as opposed to emails, wasting time thinking about it. Just again, habit number 2, don't end an important call without booking follow-up call. And the third and final habit that again will change your life forever is quarterly pruning and annual price increases. Every quarter, you must analyze your profitability. You must analyze how successful you were in initiating the various objectives and achieving the key results that make those objectives happen. And in tandem with that, it's just how well are we doing with our clients from a profitability standpoint? Are we tracking our costs? Are they at the right price? Do we have the right profit margins? If any of that is no, it's like, we got to do that. Super important. And then you prune the ones that don't meet that. Generally speaking, less than 10% of your client base, you'll turn over quarter to quarter by your decision, your choice. And then you'll be able to give more service, more attention to the more profitable clients. They'll stick with you, and you can go and get better clients. And finally, annual price increases. Inflation is a son of a gun, and inflation is only as bad as you let it be. If you haven't raised prices in the last year, you have to. And if you haven't raised them in the last couple of years, you have as much upward mobility, right? You can raise prices like I helped a client do earlier from 800 to literally triple the amount that they're currently paying for the same set of services, or the same set of services. That's what the market requires you to do to just keep your profitability where it needs to be. So I hope you have found this to be helpful. Again, habits are how you make massive changes. You only need to get 1% better every single day, and you'll literally be 34 times better than where you are 1 year from today. So please implement one meaningful habit today and let that stack on top of itself each and every single day. My name is Tyler S. Clark, and if you like things like this, check out the link down below. Feel free to book a call to explore our Create Your Dream Firm program, where we help you to implement habits like this. And we'll see you on the inside of the Create Your Dream Firm program. Remember, only you can create your dream firm, but we are here to help you every single step of the way. Have a fantastic rest of your work week, everyone. And again, go create that dream firm with your habits.